Right. Imagine you're sitting in a seat ready to go. You're buckled in and you gently ease forward, and then all of a sudden you're launched at 128 miles per hour and 456 feet straight up in the air. This is the kind of thrill you get on the world record-breaking roller coaster King Ka, which is the tallest. Roller coasters like these have caused thrills for millions all over the world for nearly a century, and the history of these machines is absolutely amazing. Ever since I was young, roller coasters have been one of the biggest interests to me. I've studied them and learned all about them, and I've always had a big interest in them. Roller coasters were not always still giants, however, like you see today. In this speech, I will teach you about the history of these amazing machines and how they grew to become what they are today. First, we'll discuss the origin of these machines dating back all the way to the 17th century. We'll learn about them rising through the 1800s and early 1900s, and then all the way through today, and we'll discuss the record-breaking roller coasters that are around today. According to an article written by Michael Valenti in a 1995 issue of Mechanical Engineering, the origins of the roller coaster can be traced back all the way to the 17th century in St. Petersburg, Russia. As you see here, Valenti noted that in 1610, an entrepreneur showsman constructed a wooden slide over a wooden frame with a steep incline such as this. They would pour water over these structures and make it ice during the winter, and they would get on sleds and just ride down them. There was no control over the situation, but that was when people first started enjoying these. There's even rumors that Catherine the Great rode slides like these, and they invented them to where they would have wheeled carts instead of having to go through ice. So it ended up making it a little bit more fun throughout the whole year rather than just the winter. The innovation led to the development of many contraptions like these, including many designs built by the French in the 1800s, when the first rides designed with wheels were built and operate in France. Designs such as these particularly blew up in the 1800s. And here's another example of what it would have looked like sliding down the some of them aren't even on sleds, they just kind of slide down like that. But, all right. So according to UltimateRollerCoaster.com, the world's first looping ride was designed and built in Britain in 1840. And it was transported to Paris, France after it was built. And this is what one of the original drawings looked like for it. They were pretty much just like incline on each end, and people would just climb up a ladder to the top and roll down and go through a loop and then just back up to the top, and then other people would get on it. It was a really simple design, and this was the world's first looping theme park ride. This was before, however, it was really termed the roller coaster. The ride generated a lot of discomfort, however, so the looping design fell off and wasn't used for nearly a century after this. As noted on the Coney Island History webpage, accessed on June 18th of 2014, Lamarcus Thompson became known as the father of gravity when he developed the world's first ride that was actually termed the roller coaster, which is called the Switchback Railway in 1884. It was 600 feet long and only reached a top speed of about 6 miles per hour. However, this design was replaced with a complete circuit design later on. But his original design, people would just climb to the top and it would go down, and then when it got to the end over here, the operators would just push it back to the other track, and then the people would get back on it and then ride back down the other way. So it was really simple, but that was how roller coasters really got started. Many roller coasters today are actually still built using wood, but due to the authentic feel and the rough riding that some people actually really like. Actually today in history, Goliath in Six Flags Great America was built. This is wooden, and it actually opened today on June 19, 2014 in Gurnee, Illinois. This ride is actually the tallest, fastest, and steepest wooden roller coaster in existence today. It's 165 feet tall with an 85-degree first drop right here, and it reached top speeds of 80 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for a wooden roller coaster. A lot of steel coasters don't even reach that speed today, so it's really incredible. But while all these roller coasters were made of wood, the steel roller coaster soon became its rise. The history of steel roller coasters began when the first tubular track steel roller coaster, the Matterhorn bobsleds, was opened in Disneyland in 1959 in Anaheim, California. It was only 80 feet tall and reached 18 miles per hour, but the innovative steel design allowed the track to be manipulated in different ways, unlike wood. So they were able to do different turns and loops and stuff like that. So it was a lot more comfortable also than the wood, and so it definitely catch on really fast. This right here is the corkscrew. It was built in 1975, and it was the first inverted steel roller coaster in existence. It was opened in Buena Park, California at Knott's Berry Farm. And not only was it the first inverting steel coaster, but it was the first coaster ever introduced with two inversions. As you see in the picture, it has that corkscrew design that actually called one of many roller coasters today, and it's actually one of the most popular designs used nowadays. Without the existence of this, chances are most modern coasters wouldn't be the way they are today. To give you an idea of what roller coasters have become today, I'll show you a few record-breaking coasters that exist today. This is the fastest roller coaster ever built. It is Formula Rossa. It's located in the Ferrari World theme park in Abu Dhabi, which opened in 2010, this ride did. It's actually an indoor theme park, but this ride starts inside and goes outside. It's also one of the longest tracks in the world. It reached a top speed of 150 miles per hour, which is 21 miles per hour than the second fastest roller coaster, so it blows everything else out of the water. And this is the second fastest roller coaster in the world, King de Ka. I mentioned this earlier in the speech. It is 418 feet tall. It's in Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, and this opened in 2005. It starts off in the station and it gently goes out, and then it launches you straight from a flat area, and it goes 128 miles per hour off the start, making it the second fastest behind Formula Rossa. It's so fast that it actually won't operate in the rain because the water droplets will actually physically hurt you if you hit them going that speed. And sometimes, when it gets to the top, sometimes it doesn't get enough momentum to go all the way across, so there's actually rare cases where it'll actually roll back. And there's brakes at the bottom to prevent that, but a lot of people ride it hoping that it would roll backwards because they want that thrill. And this is the world's longest roller coaster, Steel Dragon 2000. It is 8,133 feet long, located in Nagashima Spa Land in Mai, Japan. It opened in 2000 and reaches a top speed of 95 miles per hour. And last but not least, this is the ride with the most inversions in the world, called the Smiler. It has 14 inversions, which is more than any in the world. It's located in Alton Towers in Staffordshire, United Kingdom. It opened to the public in May 31st of 2013. It contains 14 inversions, including several rolls, corkscrews, and loops. It features 5 different legs of the ride. It goes through 5 different little portions, each with like a different way of messing with your mind. It's a psychological effect of this ride. There's flashing lights and all kind of things that are supposed to disorient you to make the looping you're not expecting it. So it's supposed to make it a lot more of a thrill. And it also is known to induce laughter, hence the name of the Smiler. In conclusion, roller coasters have had their run in history, running from the 17th century Russia through the late 1800s and the roaring 20s and all the way into modern times, as you can see. There's no denying that the story of these machines is absolutely incredible. Throughout history, roller coasters have been the source of one of the biggest thrills available in the entire world. And surely it will not be long until more records are broken and more history is made as these amazing machines continue to grow and change the landscape of theme parks forever. Thank you.